Okay, now we're live.
Stop.
Hello! Did we catch it that time?
Yes, you're good. Okay, now we're live.
Stop.
Hello! Did we catch it that time? Alright, I should mute the Twitch.
Yeah,
So
I just did that
Let's
myself.
see you guys. Molly, what do you want?
Oh, I have to share my system sound and stuff with you, though.
Oh, that would be good.
Sound. Screen, I think? What's the survey say?
Can hear it.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. Good. Stream is good. Okay, good. This and that. Good. Doesn't play nicely. Okay, we'll just do this. Alright. Kate is normally the first one to get on, but she's at Sam's, so we're just gonna go.
That's fair.
Oh, that's right. We had stopped back in, are we in Rosetown?
We are in
Right
Rosetown.
now? Because I thought it sounded like Little Brown Jug.
That's right.
It's got that, like, 40s clarinet vibe.
I love it.
Kind of music makes me real happy. I was listening to, catching up on some old podcasts today, listening to a Radio Lab where they used Begin the Begin. I was like, give me that clarinet. All of the clarinet.
I don't listen to enough podcasts.
I have too many.
I think
That's
it's
the
just,
thing.
right now I have no commute, and whenever I'm driving to the university, I usually have children with me, and then I'm coming right home again. Children don't want to listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I have such a short commute, and when I'm in the car, that's usually when I end up doing more music listening than anything. So I want to love podcasts, and I never end up listening to them, and it's kind of sad.
The main time I listen to podcasts is when I'm cleaning.
Huh.
That's when I put on Pandora, which none of my students use, which amuses me.
Are they all Spotify?
Yeah, they're all Spotify, and I just have never played enough with Spotify to have that be the default. But the only time I use Pandora is when I'm cleaning, and I just put it on and blast it.
I used to use Pandora. I switched over at one point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Addie still uses
I run it
Pandora.
by rote. So.
So I'm a little out of season tonight. I'm doing Ace Pumpkin.
Oh, no good drink for me tonight.
Harpoon Golden.
Nice. I also have a little bit of homemade limoncello that my friend Taylor made.
Right. That's
wonderful. Yeah, gave it out as gifts.
I made my own limoncello this year, and it turned out really good, but it is
really strong.
Really
I
strong.
want some.
Yeah.
All this talk about limoncello.
It's exceptionally good. I think it's really good, but it will knock you on your patootie.
Yes.
There was somebody in one of the Minnesota churches we went to that made limoncello, and it was really good. I've had it for a few years now.
I don't get the sense it's super hard to make. I mean, Karen, you can speak to that if you've made it.
Yeah. I made it a whole bunch. It's super easy.
Isn't it pretty much just like let things sit for a while?
Pretty much. I mean, there's some nuance in the kind of base you want. This is the first time I used grain alcohol instead of cheap vodka, and that's why it knock you on your butt. It's really like that strong undercurrent of grain alcohol. But I used that and a whole bunch of lemon peel, and I let it sit forever this time, mostly because I forgot about it.
Yeah, I do that too.
And added the sugar syrup, the simple syrup later, and not nearly as much as what the recipe called for because I didn't want it to be super sweet. And it just sits there and it's awesome. Shake it up.
That sounds great.
This one's a really nice mix where it's pretty sweet, but it's not too much. So it really doesn't. You can tell it's strong, but it really takes the edge off. So It's really good. I've never mixed it with anything. I've always just like sipped a little bit at a time. Any good ideas of how to use it other than that?
I've never had it sipping it a little bit as well.
Yeah, for the most part that's the case. But you can put a little. Well, depends on how sweet it is. Some people put it like in champagne or like in explore it in a mimosa. You know,
that makes
sense.
Or a dash in a margarita kind of thing, an additional bit to the sour mix. You know, that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm looking up recipes. There's a couple fun ones that are popping up.
As a quick aside, I love the giant Lakitu bus.
Yeah. He's not dropping anything on you this time, so that's kind of a nice.
Yeah.
I love the. It's like,
it's so fantastic.
Like,
that...
It's very like hallelujah. I love it.
If only we had this 9 hours ago.
Right. Very short loop here. Because it really only shows up in these little transitional scenes to the castle, right?
No, there's one cave this track shows up in as well.
Oh, the first one, when you go to fight Bowser on the chandelier.
Right.
I think it plays in like through that castle.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, the smell of boiling lava.
Alright, sadly Bowser doesn't actually get to fight here. Even though this is like Bowser's Super Mario 3 music slowed down, and he should. He does not get to.
I love that little. Kind of reminds me of music used in the ghost houses in Super Mario World.
Yep.
It reminds me just a little bit of Chrono Trigger.
What specifically?
Hold on.
That falling on top sounds best.
I know the cat sound. I'd have to hear it again, and I think it'll cycle around in a minute.
Yeah, continuing a classic. So much chromaticism in a castle, because castles are dangerous. It's on organ.
That big ostinato, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was always intrigued by how the original Mario Castle theme was so busy in the ostinato and then the bass line underneath it.
Yeah.
And really taking place in like a very like constrained pitch area. So it sort of echoes the Mario, can't have trouble jumping things. There's so many like short tunnels.
Yeah.
So I always thought it was cool to pick really weird environment.
I remember writing on the original Mario 1 castle theme for my for my dissertation chapter that was like, why did I use certain graphical layouts and certain music layouts for my dungeon design? And I was like, I didn't use that because while it's not atonal, to an untrained listener it might as well be. You can't hum anything from that. You can't glean anything useful in terms of musical timing by just casually listening.
From the castle theme?
To the Mario 1 castle theme.
Huh. I always latched onto the bass line. It's hard to sing accurately though.
Right. Compared to like do 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 do.
Which is also hard to sing. They're not vocal melodies by any stretch. So the big thing that was bugging me this week, I have been on this kick where I'm really sick of the teaching canon specifically. It's one thing to do musicology on less canonic work, It's another when you teach violin lessons, and you have a ton of high school. They're all at about we can play the Vivaldi A minor concerto stage, and I don't want them all playing the same thing. I don't want to foment any kind of competition in the studio, and I just want alternatives. And so I reached out. I have this group on Facebook that's for violin. It has like 30,000 people in it, and I was like, hey, non-canonic examples, like bonus points if it's, a female composer or composer of color. But stuff that's at kind of a similar level, emphasizing some of the same skills, doesn't really use anything other than first and third position.
And you got good answers?
I got, like, nothing. Oh. I was frustrated. I'm like, there's 30,000 of you! Help! So, in my desperation, I turned to some, Fanny Mendelsohn Fanny Hensel lead, and I printed them out, and then I ran into the other problem, which is vocal notation is really difficult for non-vocalists, because your notes based on syllables, at least back then, and so the rhythmic groupings are very difficult to parse as a violinist.
That makes sense.
And so I was discussing... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'm about to get to that string section. I'm gonna wait. Here it is.
Oh. Yes.
So, occasionally in Chrono Trigger, but that string sample is Viper Manor from Chrono Cross. More so.
Okay.
But it's still a Mitsuda thing.
I hear it in the ba-da-da-da. Yeah, I hear it. So does he. So I was having this discussion with a friend of mine who's an opera singer, and she was, first of all, I wasn't aware of the fact that it was a syllable thing. I was always just like, why in a string of eighth notes is it eighth, 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 eighth? Why do we never beam anything together? And then she explained, it's to show you where the syllables are divided. And then I thought about that. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And then I came back with, no, because then why don't you just slur it to indicate if it's the same syllable? Like, why not still group it in a way that makes sense? I don't know. Maybe you have thoughts on this as a vocalist, Ryan.
Well, you want to communicate the text, right? So you're going to group around the text, and instrumentalists don't care about the text.
Yeah. We're caring about rhythmic gestures and...
Well, right, but I mean, as a vocalist, you give special treatment to the text, right? So you're just gonna naturally trade some of that when you have to. For the text. If you have to preference something in terms of the notation, you're gonna preference the text.
I guess. I'm just so not sold.
Since Spoony Bard mentioned beaming, imagine you were going to transcribe the melody of a piano line onto your violin. Would you cross over into the bass clef? Like a Debussy-esque fancy line that neatly crosses the grand staff? Really elegant in the notation in the piano part, but in the violin part, you would just go down to your A in the treble clef, right? You wouldn't ever go to bass clef, partly because you can't play it, but partly because even if you were splitting two clefs, you would never do that.
I do it in transcriptions all the time, no matter what the instrument could actually do in real life. But yeah, if I'm making a playable thing, then I have to do something I can physically play or indicate scordatura. So, I can always take the Heinrich Bieber way out and just say, we'll just make this lower. Now you can play an E or whatever.
This is one of those things that's dumb in perspective mode here.
Yeah, I don't envy you playing this at the moment. I hate these. Woo! Yay!
I feel good about that.
What are the chances again?
If you mess up 10 times, you lose.
And then do you have to go back to the very beginning?
Yes.
So cute. I'm impressed at Mario's dexterity here. He makes the same like I'm gonna fall off that he does on the Midas River.
Yeah. Oh, it's this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing the Chrono Trigger now. It's partially a range thing.
Stop.
I think so. Who is saying stop?
That's the dog.
That's me talking to the dog.
Oh, okay.
Not you. Carry on.
Carry on, my wayward son.
Carry on. He's snuggled up real close to me today, and he's having some skin trouble, so he's really kind of licking himself right now. I'm trying to get him to maybe not that so much, but apparently I'm whispering directly into my microphone. Sorry, folks at home. He's very cute. He's very licky.
Oh my gosh, I pulled off that jump. I am the best.
Well done. Well done to you.
The platforming in this is stupid, by the way. Easily the worst part of this game.
Yeah.
We're not getting any more treasure chests except maybe that one right by the door now.
Which is kind of entertaining because it's a Mario game, so like
the platforming should be great.
It should be better. Yeah.
I'm not getting that. No.
Yeah,
we're just gonna be done.
We're almost at the end anyway. What do we need?
Almost nothing.
Yeah. We ain't got nothing but each other.
Aww.
Oh, I'm not doing this though. I don't like the fighting ones. They take too long. 4, 5, 6 might be the most damage I've ever done in a single shot in this game, not counting Gino's trick.
That's fun. I will say this battle theme, like, does not carry me through this game without getting old.
No, absolutely not.
You know, there's
really hard for a battle theme to last for a full JRPG, though. There are not many good ones.
Most of the Final Fantasy ones, I can make it a lot of the way through the game without getting too fatigued by them, even though I'm hearing them a lot.
That's true. And you're actually hearing them more there, probably.
Yeah, because I am pretty... I'll grind a lot toward the end.
Right. We're gonna pick a different number. I can't. Okay, we're gonna go then.
So of the limoncello cocktails that I posted, a lot of them look kind of eh, but there were two that were kind of interesting on that list. There's a raspberry and basil one that sounded kind of interesting because it uses fresh raspberries and basil muddled with simple syrup. It uses a mix of like a limoncello and a citron vodka and a little bit of sparkling white wine, so it's kind of a spritzer.
Yeah.
That sounded kind of super fun.
Yep.
There's a lemon meringue martini that has half and half in it. That would definitely be a dessert cocktail. But then there was this other one, orange vodka, limoncello, Campari, orange juice, and a blood orange wedge. I think with the Campari, that would be a really cool kind of adding a little extra something to it.
Yeah.
It would tone down the sweetness.
Yeah, like something limoncello with bitters.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like an Aperol spritz, but limoncello-ish.
That would be really good. I have so many fun bitters flavors.
Mm.
I have like an Aztec chocolate one, so it's kind of spicy. I have a vanilla spice one.
Yeah.
I have lavender. I have, of course, the Angostura classic.
Yeah.
I think I have at least one more. I have orange, I think. Yeah, I have a thing for different flavors of bitters. They really add something.
Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm getting familiar with my.
I'm not a good mixed drink person. I do beer or I do whiskey. It's not that I don't like other alcohols. It's just that I've been poor for so long that I don't have a lot of experience having them around.
That's most of where the bitters collection has come from. Is those tend to be really affordable. So I can just make like a kind of a Manhattan type thing, and just like, ooh, there's different type of bitters in this, so it gives a little something different.
Yeah. I like to make my own base alcohols to keep on hand sometimes, like the cordials and liqueurs. So like the same thing with the limoncello. I'll often make my own like Kahlua, or I'll make my own peppermint schnapps or my own vanilla vodka or whatever. And it's a lot cheaper, but it's kind of fun because you can sort of tinker with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have
By
more
that
stuff.
you mean you buy normal vodka and infuse it with the vanilla. You're not like making vodka, right?
I am not, in fact, making vodka.
That seems like a pain in the butt.
No. You can take a cheap vodka and put stuff in it and turn it into a better vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do like vanilla extract the same way, but you basically could drink that then.
Yeah.
It is vanilla vodka, essentially.
And if you get the big bottle of cheap vodka, you can take 3 smaller jars and make 3 different kinds.
Yeah.
And you're not spending money on 3 different bottles of whatever. So it all depends on like what I have on hand and what's handy.
Yeah, a couple summers ago I did I think it was like a peach infused bourbon, and then I put a little bit of vanilla in there. Yeah. It was really nice because it still wasn't, I didn't add any sugar or anything, so I didn't try to turn it into like a liqueur. So it had a little bit of the essence of everything else. It was so good on its own.
Yeah.
Nice.
I made a fantastic apple cinnamon schnapps. Why
don't we live closer?
Right?
Apple cinnamon schnapps sounds like something I would drink a lot of.
It was really quite good. I mean, it was just like an inexpensive vodka base, but with apple peel and cinnamon sticks.
Nice.
And the tiniest little bit of simple syrup, but barely enough to make it sweet. It took the edge off the cinnamon. It was super good. That was good in tea. That made good.
I'll bet.
Yeah, that's the type of thing I like to take like a weekend day and just get a ton and like just make a lot of them at once. Mm-hmm. Maybe like do some canning along with it.
Yeah, not bold enough to can.
I only do the water bath canning. I don't have a pressure canner.
We do some canning here. By we, I mean mostly Addie, and I like do what she tells me to do.
Yeah.
We do jams.
Yeah, jams are fun.
I would. I'm more into like refrigerator stuff. So during the summer, I make a crap ton of refrigerator pickles.
Yeah.
Thing. I will pickle all the things. But canning, I don't know why. It makes me terrified that I'm going to give myself botulism.
Well, that's why, with the hot water bath canning too, you can't just do anything. So you have to have stuff that has a good amount of like sugars and acids and brines. So, I've canned my sauerkraut, canned pickles to give to people.
Nice.
So those have the brine in them. Beets, my grandmother's beets. Then jam, a lot of jams. There's this apricot vanilla bean one. I really like that flavor combination, apricot and vanilla. I'll put that in anything.
It's good.
Does sound good.
Actually, I have a very vivid memory of the first time I went to Music in the Moving Image. There was this little cupcake shop not too far from everything. It had like all these fancy ones, and I got like an apricot vanilla bean one, and then it had a little like chocolate ganache on the top.
Was
so
I there this year?
Probably were that time. Did you ever see me present? I only went once. I only presented once.
Then maybe it was one of the years I missed you. I don't know. What did you present on? And I'll tell you if I've heard it.
It was a dumbed-down version of the taxonomy of form and function that serves as the second chapter of my dissertation.
No, I had quit going by the time you went then.
It was 2014, I think.
Okay, I really want to go back. I haven't been in a few years now.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But I'm really considering going this summer.
I keep saying that I'm considering going, and I don't.
Oh, maybe I can go this year. I don't know.
Like, yeah, I do the dance of like, who else is going?
Right.
Are all my friends gonna be there? Because then, yeah, it's a party.
I really do want to go this year. I'm going to try really hard to make it happen. If you don't have a paper accepted, can you stay in the dorm, or am I going to be stuck in a hotel room now?
I don't see why you couldn't. It's a giant dorm.
I didn't know if it was, like, restricted to presenters only. I would understand if it was.
I don't think so.
Okay.
There's gotta be somebody looking mates, too. That's always a thing.
Yeah.
Depending on how late, I know it's usually towards the end of May, right?
It is
Yeah.
the last weekend in May or the first in June sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually going to London the 1st of June, so I may not be able to make it to New York.
Going to London.
I just got my updated passport today. I'm really excited about it.
Nice job.
Is there any special occasion, or are you just taking off to London?
Taking off to London. Yeah, it's the first time going on a trip that doesn't involve presenting at a conference in a long time.
That's
So.
awesome.
I don't think that's allowed.
Hmm?
That's not allowed.
Yeah, I know, right?
How is that a thing?
They're just gonna drop me in the British Museum for a few days, and I will be so happy. I'm going with family, so it's gonna be a good time.
Very
That'll be
cool.
awesome.
I don't know. Normally May is so busy for me with conferences that I can never get to New York.
What else happens in May?
Me, it's usually Kalamazoo. The music conference.
Okay.
And that one's so big. But there's also usually an early music conference in Indianapolis. I've not been able to make it to that either. And so I asked for Canada.
Oh,
Nice.
It's usually around then. And so when I ask them, it's closer to me when it's in Canada than it is when it's in the States.
Yeah.
On and presented twice now in Canada because I can drive.
yeah.
So, but I decided not to do any May conferences this year, presenting wise. That means that I could attend anything I wanted to. So maybe this year would be the year for New York.
Yay!
'Cause, I mean, it's not like I'm that far, so
Right.
let's
Yeah. Well, if anybody needs like a trip to Cleveland, you know, I'm a good tour guide.
I think you should coordinate a thing so that we have to come to you.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I don't know the first thing about organizing like a conference type situation, but
The biggest thing is being willing to coordinate space and knowing you can get space.
yeah,
Well,
exactly. Are you
We're trucking on next
No,
but
I
love instead, so.
I wasn't sure if you were dropping stuff or what it was.
No, it was my computer.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, yes, but like, computer makes the sounds. It's cute because you can do musical bits.
Alright.
Joe's torso can wave hi to the stream.
Oh,
See, they can see your torso.
my torso is very.
So,
That makes sense.
They'll say hello, torso. What in this room is revealing it? Is it just kind of like at random?
Whenever the Hammer Brothers jump,
Oh, I see. You asked me to move, silly.
I did my best.
What are you doing?
That's
Ah,
maybe a quarter-inch depth of it.
let's see.
Or my big sister.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Always.
No. Checked out.
dig this theme so much. Is there rhyme or reason to why it's switching back between the two castle themes?
No.
I'm intrigued by that. I don't mind either of them, but there doesn't seem to be any particular thing that causes it to switch.
I don't think there is. Oh, no way, I wanted the rock candy. Yes, yes, yes.
Nice.
Okay. Through that first one. Hold on a second. I'm gonna find a way. To throw some of this stuff away.
You are being so judicious here.
Alright. That way I can open these boxes without worrying about it. Actually, I'm not going to get any of the boxes. I just want it to be done. Okay. Oh, check it out. It's Donkey Kong.
It is totally Donkey Kong! You know, for those that really liked the conspiracy theory last week. Here's even more proof, right? It's literally the one in chains.
That's right.
Oh, man.
I'm so pissed.
You were so close. So obnoxious. Yeah.
That's right. Get
That was
out of
easy.
here.
Very suggestible. It's just like, tap. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye.
I didn't even get anything good. Okay.
Dr. Topper. I wonder what his PhD is in.
Oh, I hate these games. Okay, okay, okay. $17 left. 14 left. I want to take... We'll go to 10, then 6, then 2. I want to go to 11. 10, 9. Let's see. 8, 7, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he should take the last one.
Nice.
Yay! Alright. Oh, nice. This is Cracker Barrel.
You're trying to get them all
Yeah.
depressed?
Yeah, I am. There.
There you go.
I'm sure there was a faster, smarter way to do that one. Alright. Oh, nice. It is Cracker Barrel again here.
I don't know what you're referring to. I just keep... There's that restaurant chain in the Midwest called Cracker Barrel.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, they have all the games at the table, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't... you play these games at the table while you wait for your food.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I was just checking that I wasn't missing some other reference.
No.
It's a literal barrel of crackers, actually.
It's not even that good. I don't know why people are into it.
The games.
Yeah. Oh, I meant the literal barrel of crackers. Doesn't sound that good.
Oh.
I'm gonna lose really badly this time, though. Oh my gosh. I'm not having a good day at this. Normally I'm like a little better than this. This is pathetic. Like the worst mathematically possible result. Check it out.
Is Cracker Barrel a national chain? Now I have to search.
It is.
Yeah.
You should think of Cracker Barrel as follows. Hold on, I'll try again. Oh, all the way back out here?
Darn it.
We're just not going to do that. What I always tell people about Cracker Barrel is if you understand Sesame Street as being made to represent Nowhere, USA, with like a hint of an eye towards urban blackness / Philadelphia, Cracker Barrel is Nowhere, USA, with like an eye towards rural whiteness.
Yeah.
Yay, trivia.
Oh, man, I have to remember stuff.
Oh, this sucks. No. It's a quip. That's what it is.
Female?
One coin for a female. Jonathan Jones. Yellow, orange, or red. The end of Dodo's beak.
The end of his beak? Red, I think?
Correct.
This is the worst trivia.
Yay, onward. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 3 makes 12. Oh. Alright, 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, and 4 is 12, 13, 14 barrels in the rim. Alright. Barrel counting, again.
Ugh.
6, 8 plus 9 is 17, plus 9 is 26, plus 9 is 35, plus the 4 on top makes 39, plus 4 there is 43, 44 barrels.
Nice.
Oh, this is an annoying puzzle. This is like the SAT.
Two trains, both going 60 miles per hour. I don't even know what the SAT's out of these days. Isn't it back to 1600? Like it was 24 for a while?
Well, I thought it was still 24. I don't know though.
Oh, I thought it went back for some reason. Like, they were changing the scoring, but I don't know. And then the ACT was out of like 36, which may still be the case.
1, I think 2. 4, 3. Check this out. I don't know. Yay!
What did you just get for that?
A rock candy.
Oh, nice.
You can go back and do the others for like other pieces of equipment, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Boss time.
So good.
I have Gino's ultimate weapon, that's all I need. In theory, it'd be nice to have Bowser's so I could switch back to him, but whatever, this is enough. Axum Rangers were last week, sorry. All we really have left is 6 more rooms, honestly. We're gonna be done here pretty quickly. Because Smithy's area is not long, if I remember right.
Right. Here is one of the themes in here. I forgot to post it. It has our High Ostinato. Oh, we're back to Monster Town, right?
Yeah,
or
correct.
Is this Moleville?
No, this is Monster Town.
This is Monster Town.
Yep. It feels very, like, domestic for Bowser's Castle.
Yeah. You'll never run out of coins.
Nope, you can just jump here all day. It's fantastic.
Like, what do you even need coins for at this point?
If you needed the fire armors and couldn't afford them earlier. But you're basically right, you don't need them. That's why the game just gives you, crap, infinite coins. It's just faster to do that.
I enjoy that.
This is essentially a 2-character game at this point. Like, I have 2 attackers, and only Mario can't die. Toadstool can come close to not dying all the time. Okay.
such a big shell. It's from those big, giant, fun Troopas.
Yeah. I like the giant shell for Mario. It's a good ultimate weapon.
I do too. Molly, watch us play a video game. She's like, I don't care what's happening on the screen. You don't care, do you?
Oh, no.
Right.
No.
Nope, not at all. But you'll probably sit. Yeah. There you go.
Kitty! My
Just be able to see
must
her,
sit on
see
me.
her
My
tail.
cat only bites.
Oh.
It's a kitten
This
still. Link is learning.
This one's purring up a storm. The cat's name is Link.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cute.
Well, only 31. Okay.
What? Two. Wow, really only Mario's doing damage, huh?
Yeah, I mean... With the super suit, only Mario is a character. Everyone else is just, like, secondary. Even Geno, who normally has the highest attack in the game, not really doing it with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this boss is supposed to represent anything. There are a lot of just nonsense things in this game.
Yeah. Oh,
I
it's
love
my
the
favorite.
return of the Chopin piece.
My favorite theme in the whole game. Because he's like, I can't be defeated.
It's the best. By the way, a cameo from Penji, the best coffee mug on the planet.
Wait, let me see it. Hold it up.
Here, I'll hold it up again.
Oh, man. That's amazing. Oh my god. It's that Binding of Isaac emoji in the chat that I see.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
I'm not good at awesome emojis on Twitch. I should be.
That may be a little too tragic for the music. I don't know, maybe it's the right amount of
the
tragic.
chandelier Shy Guy is sad that he dropped him. That's
Yeah.
the best and saddest part.
It's just like we're just nesting sadness and sadness right now. Everyone's depressed about something. Chandelier ho!
And we get the happy
And
chandelier.
suddenly we have
right?
Midas River.
Yeah. I love that we're
Alright,
doing
like-
the chandelier dance like hundreds of stories above the ground.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a folk dance, so I guess it makes sense.
This reminds me of like the Final Fantasy, early Final Fantasy, recurring dancer girls, where like you talk to them and they'll just do a dance for no reason.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember in 4, what piece is it? Is it Saber Dance? I think it's Saber Dance.
I think so.
It's one of the only bits of musical borrowing that shows up. I remember I was replaying something and I sent it to Will. I was like, hey, you're writing a book about this stuff. And he was like, actually, I forgot about that, because it's like such a quick moment in the game.
Oh, yeah.
This is just the regular boss music, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. After all this, you just get the regular boss music for this guy.
Yeah.
Kind of strange.
Yeah, it should be something special or more special.
More
Because, like,
special.
even from the world map, you can see this guy. Alright. Need to fix that for Gino. He's got to be able to cast here in a moment. Please let me get enough jumps in to do this in one shot. Nice, I think it's gonna work. Boom!
Tail in the face. Yep. Works for me.
That's the best.
Love that.
I love
Now
that
it's gonna-
Gino can one-shot that boss.
Yeah. Kapow! This is some good emojis happening, Music Dan. Now this isn't the wind sound effect from FF6 and Chrono Trigger, but it's kind of close to it in sound.
Ooh, it sounds like that wind sound effect with a filter, though.
I don't think it is.
Maybe not. No, it's not, because there's a musical tone to the wind in Chrono
Right.
Trigger, Chrono Cross, and
Right.
Final Fantasy VI. Those three
Yeah.
games, though, do share the same wind sound.
Right. I want to say that there's like a fire sound effect that gets used in both too. Oh no, Molly's gonna get right up in the microphone. Maybe you'll be able to hear her purring.
Nice.
What are you doing?
That tail slap.
Yep. Oh yeah. Right in the face. Right in the face. Hi.
Oh.
Oh, you are just happy as can be. Such a goofball. I love Bowser's crying.
Yeah.
Or is that supposed to be his eyes dropping out of his sockets and hanging on by the optic nerve?
Ooh, cheery.
Either way, it's not good.
No. I love I'm so sly.
I'm so fancy. Oh my god.
Also, you can fall off of that. Yay.
Yeah. Love those puzzles. Ooh, finally new music,
Yep.
right?
This is new music, and it's pretty cool, too. Nah. This piece sounds more... let me get out of this dumb fight, and then I'll pause for a minute.
Yeah, stop and listen to it, because I don't really remember this one.
I'll do my best.
That kind of metallic clanking, I really, really love that in the percussion part. It reminds me a little bit of the Magitech
Factory.
Magitech Factory.
I agree.
This is a very Final Fantasy kind of track.
Yeah, this is absolutely like a Square Enix track. The only thing that makes it feel part of this game to me is that like synthy bass line.
Yeah.
And the drums are a little too clean for Final Fantasy VI. But this feels more Square Enix and less Nintendo. Whereas something like the Midas River theme is like 100% Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
That's very cool. I probably could have just made that jump if I wanted to. Oh well.
Best.
This battle theme is the worst. It's gotta go.
I'm getting a little burned out on it.
Yeah.
It's hard to write a good battle theme. I think it's one of the hardest things to do.
I agree.
Because it has to be a decently short loop.
Right, because there are a lot of battles, it's just not worth the memory it takes to write a long piece. But at the same time, if you have a short loop, then you're gonna hate it.
Mm-hmm. What is this right now? What are you doing? She's just like hoisting up her back end further and further. Hello. Hi. And just smacking with the tail. The smack! Floofy cat.
It's very cute. Very cute. I have a giant dog head right here.
Yeah?
Right there.
Yay, that is a battle. The Nimbus Castle melody, huh? I can't pin that down, but I'm interested to know what causes that reaction, Dan.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen here for a moment and see.
Go for it.
It's the strings. I think it's the string timbre. The sample of the strings.
Got it.
It's the same as what they use in Nimbus. That's hello. That's my instant reaction. There could be something in the melodic contour that's doing that too, but I'm too busy getting smacked in the face with a cat tail. Hello.
True.
There you go. Sit. Very good. There we go. Yeah, they got really beautiful string samples in this game.
Yeah, they did. The Super Nintendo, there are a lot
something
of
I almost never
really
say.
Nice samples, I think. I suppose you almost always have to qualify that with really nice for the time, though, because it's not like we're talking about Skyrim or Morrowind here.
I don't really do for the time, ever. I don't think it's something that you'll hear me do.
In certain contexts, I don't mind it. I appreciate why you don't like it. And I don't say it often, I guess. Ooh, hold on. We need to do this.
The only time I'd use it is being appreciative. But it's either abstract enough that I'm not too bothered by it. It's very rare that I think the sound design on any of these types of games in particular, I never go, oh, that's actually ugly or unpleasant. But I also was the one, listening to those out-of-tune Atari samples at Maximum this year. Was it Alan's Paper who was playing those? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So
yeah,
I don't know that I'm a good one to ask anyway. Like, I don't hear that as unpleasant or, painful or torturous.
But in comparison to, like, if you compare Super Mario RPG to, like, ActRaiser, it's clear that this game has superior samples. Similarly, if you were to take this game and compare it to Morrowind, which is the Elder Scrolls game that has a synthesized soundtrack they didn't start recording until Oblivion, I don't think, then Morrowind clearly has better samples as well, and that is largely a result of available technology at the time.
Well, I guess is superior sounds just like the real thing, you know?
Yeah, in the context of a string sample, yes it is.
For any instrument, there's a lot of, like, really, you could say, questionable trumpet samples, a lot of weird brass that happens. But when it's
also a lot of times when, like, that adds up to something more than or different than just having a trumpet in there, too.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, it's about the use.
Yeah.
Like, there are times where the sound itself and the timbre is important and it stands out, but usually they're building up this texture with so many interesting layers that don't really occur together in nature, as it were.
Right.
Chrono Trigger is a good example of that. Like, the individual samples can be kind of all over the place, but the combination is so interesting.
Yeah. The one game that bothers me on sample quality is I think Final Fantasy IX, the score to which I love and adore, I think the sample quality is hot garbage compared to other games on the market at the time. Like, if you compare Final Fantasy IX to Chrono Cross, it sounds like they're 3 generations of hardware apart.
Yeah, more so than commenting on, timbre being better or worse or, accurate or getting to me that way. I'm much more likely to say that, like, a soundtrack is kind of doing nothing for me, like, it's just boring. That's worse to me than having bad samples.
That is absolutely, yes, I agree with that. This is a good warm-up, though, because I imagine we're going to have to address timbre quality and sound samples when we play Metroid Zero Mission next week and compare it to the original. That's a conversation that's going to be quickly relevant there.
Yeah.
Anyway, win, yay. All these bosses are, like, super easy at this point. I love it.
Well, and there's an expansion, too, for the chips. So we suddenly have a lot more channel space to spare, too. So there's interesting ways to use that.
Wait, where was there an expansion to the chips?
Oh, just like, and we're talking about NES versus...
versus Game Boy Advance.
Versus Game Boy Advance.
Yes, that's certainly true.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason I had it in my head we were going to play Super Metroid. I was like, then we're up to 8 channels, but... Yeah, I forgot Zero Mission.
It just makes sense to me to do Zero Mission first, because then we can have Will Gibbons on, hopefully, next week, and have him compared to the original.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see if we can get him in between his, like, ridiculous travel schedule.
Yeah. Is he traveling next week?
I don't know about next week, but he's been traveling a lot lately.
Okay.
Gave a talk at Sarah Lawrence last week, and now he's at Sam, and... And he's, like, kind of too cool for twitching, so we gotta be, like, really, really persuasive. Be like, but well...
Metroid, what else do you have to say?
Well, you like us. You like Metroid. Yeah, exactly. It's like, don't do it for us, do it for Metroid.
Do it for Metroid, yeah.
Do it for Samus.
Is it weird to anyone else that they gender the hammers? Did you notice that? Pounder and Poundette.
Poundette? That's so cute, though. Poundette. I don't find it weird, I find it really funny.
I mean, it's nice that a woman can be a hammer.
Right. Instead of, what, a nail?
Not where I was gonna go, but okay. That works too.
Too.
Okay.
She doesn't have to be, we'll say. Why think? At least they didn't put, like, lipstick and giant eyelashes on her, you know?
Yeah, that would have been the worst.
Like, she's got a job to do. She doesn't have time to put on makeup. That's for after she goes to night.
That's right.
She's into that.
Okay, I'm gonna hold down the directional pad so I don't end up in an endless storm of arrows and hammers. Oh gosh, okay.
So much flip.
No. Go, take me over here.
I am digging this, like, really active percussion going on here.
It's pretty sick. You don't hear that a lot in JRPGs either.
Reminds me a little, this is a weird one, but it reminds me a little bit of Bjork, her song Crystalline. There's a moment at the end of it where the percussion just goes, like, friggin' insane, and then in the video, like, all the crystals are exploding. Such a good moment.
Huh.
I'll pull it up.
While you pull that up, I really like that this is how they handle the boss redux issue. Where, like, Shinobie is actually making them all, and here they are coming out of the machine.
Okay. Are we gonna totally pause the stream and, like, listen to this for a moment and indulge me?
Yeah, right after I get through this gauntlet of platforming, we will do that.
Cool.
Yeah, once agains are the best power-up in a JRPG.
Much clarinet in this game. Used well, too.
Yeah. Alright, let me get through this gauntlet, and then we'll pause, and I'll flip over to
Cool.
One more guided jump, I think. Okay, hit me with the link in stream chat, Dan.
Cool! Alright, we're looking for 208. So that you can hear the chorus, and then leading into the part where the drums just go nuts!
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I hear it.
Just wait, though.
That's awesome.
I friggin' love Bjork. So there's only 2 artists that I own their entire discographies, and she is one of them. The other one is Hilary Hahn. So friggin' love her.
Ooh, I thought I could make it all the way up the staircase. I could not. That's okay, we got this.
If I ever venture into pop scholarship, like true pop music scholarship, it'll probably be some sort of Bjork album.
I approve of that.
Ugh, I love her. Love her so much. I'm trying to think if there's any other artist I own everything. I definitely have favorites, but I haven't kept up with them.
I don't know if there's anyone else we own anyone we own everything for.
And Hilary Hahn, like, made me even more of a fan of her by being so incredibly nice when I met her after concerts. The first time I went to see her, I was 12. And it was, like, right around my birthday, and so the concert tickets were my birthday present that year. Like, here, go see this violinist. And we went, we saw her, and then afterwards I was like, this was my birthday present to come see you. And so she had, like, somebody go get her, like, a sheet of white paper, and she made me a birthday card. And it had a little cupcake with a candle sticking out of it, and it was like, happy birthday, Dana, love Hilary Hahn.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, like, she took some time to do it, too. Like, even though there were definitely people waiting to talk to her, like, I felt really cool, so. And you bet I have that shit framed in my apartment.
Ooh, I do not remember this screen at all, or this fight, so we're just not going to do it. Alright.
Yeah, we can definitely keep cutting to, like, hey, this video reminds Dana of something really random that happened. That's how my brain works, so. It is useful, too. And with this, you know, the sad song reminds me of Chopin. Let's listen to some Chopin, actually.
It is useful.
It helps crystallize that a little bit.
Where am I supposed to go? I'm feeling not awesome right now.
Huh.
I didn't think I would have this problem with this game. Normally Mario RPG is super straightforward.
Frank, Yeah, it's been a long time since I played this too. I'm gonna try and look it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
I don't mind listening to this though.
No, right? Yeah, this isn't a bad. This isn't a bad track to have to pause for a minute.
Who did you just fight? Like, what boss did you just fight last?
Countdown was the last one I fought.
Okay. Did you use the trampoline?
No.
It says after you beat him, save your game again and use the trampoline to reach the next room. And then you are jumping across conveyor belts while avoiding the machine-made Axum Rangers, which you did.
I got it. You gotta fight this thing in the middle.
Oh, okay.
I'm too good.
Oh, I hated this boss the first time.
That's what we're gonna say. That's because it took us forever last time.
Yeah.
Remember I slowed the game down and did the big
yeah.
boss? I'm not gonna do that this time. Now I'm just gonna click the button and win.
She's having too much fun smacking me in the face with failing it. So before the stream, I was playing some Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm still in like practice mode.
Nice. Okay. Have you started? Is it called Discovery Mode?
I haven't played it yet. Joe has basically shamed me into not doing it until I actually beat the game.
Okay.
But that probably won't happen. I'll probably get too curious and want to dig through it. But
Nice.
yeah, I'm excited about it. That it finally went live. But every time I pick up the game, I'm like, what do all these buttons do? And he's like, it's just as many buttons as in like any other game. But I'm like, there's a lot to keep track of. This is my first time playing one of these games.
I was just gonna say, is it that different from Syndicate or no?
I wouldn't know. I haven't played Syndicate.
Okay.
My first Assassin's Creed. So it's also like I don't have a lot of experience in anything anything modern that isn't like an indie game, and a lot of these are built style games anyway.
I absolutely fell in love with the Assassin's Creed series. I just spent like 9 or 10 days in Italy, and I came home to Assassin's Creed 2 on my doorstep, and the first thing I did is load into Florence and go to the hotel room that I stayed in.
Wow! That's really fun.
And at that point I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy every single one of these things.
Yeah, they're very, very well researched. But, you know, it's like, there's a lot of buttons, I guess, in, like, Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I don't think there's nearly as much to keep track of.
There's very rarely the time pressures on you in Breath of the Wild that there are in Assassin's Creed as well.
And you can kind of go back and forth in the menu screens, which, you know, my friend Liam came over and was watching me play in one of the Friday night dinners, and he made a comment that he's like, Breath of the Wild isn't my kind of game because you're spending so much time in menu screens. He's totally right. You're like, okay, now I need, now I'm climbing, I need this armor.
Yeah.
So, and there's no, it's the armor in particular that I'm always changing. You know, I'll kind of leave the same weapons and everything else until I have to change them because they break. But man, the armor, I'm just constant.
Once you reach a point where you have like all the heart containers, you don't have to switch the armor as much.
Well, you do feel like the stat boosts. Like I'm mostly mining materials to like upgrade some things, and so like you'll need to throw in the climbing armor versus, you know, if I'm in like the desert areas, like all the ones that prevent damage from like heat or cold or.
Right. You do have to swap for damage.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed. Every time I go to the controls and I'm like, all right. Left trigger is my bow.
For the longest time, I did not adjust well to Final Fantasy 15 for that reason. Though I love it now.
Yeah, I only witnessed a playthrough of that. I didn't actually play it.
And you know, if you hate the controls to Final Fantasy 15, you can download the Pocket Edition for your phone, and they have a full conversion of the game for a touchscreen.
I hate the touchscreen conversions in Final Fantasy, though.
Oh no, this one is like specifically designed for it. Everything has chibi, cute graphics, and it's designed to be the touchscrine game. It's not like a...
Yeah, no, I'm saying I actually don't like the touchscreen interface itself that they have employed in those, because I had played a couple of the different ones, and I don't enjoy them. So what was the deal with that Chrono Trigger remake? Because you were one of the ones that was like, hey guys, this is cool, and then immediately were like, oh, this is hot garbage.
Yeah, I was. It sucks.
Everything I read sounded like it was just terrible.
Yeah, maybe next week, because we'll have a little bit of time. Or if we finish this up, because I think we're not going to be able to start much of Star Tropics at this point. I'll load up Chrono Trigger and show you what happened. It has to do with the filters that were applied poorly. Like, if you look at the concrete that I'm fighting on right now, if you look closely, you'll notice that those tile patterns repeat, and that's an issue of saving memory, right?
Right.
Common in all games before, basically, PlayStation. What if you ran a filter on that to, like, redraw those at a higher resolution, but without taking into account neighboring tiles, effectively? Then you start to see the seams.
I saw the seams, like, the way they did the upscaling was really dumb,
yeah,
right?
It's stupid. And apparently, though I'm not going to buy it to find out myself, apparently there's no controller support for Chrono Trigger on PC.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It's only mouse and touchscreen. Maybe keyboard. Still gross. I love that you don't actually kill the snake. He's just like, fine, whatever, I'm going to bed.
As I search like Chrono Trigger, you know, like the remake, I'm getting articles like Chrono Trigger for PC is a big piece of garbage. Nobody's pulling punches with this.
No.
Oh, it's so ugly.
It's really disgusting looking.
Oh, it's so ugly.
Especially since we've started streaming about it just over a year ago now, we spent more time on Chrono Trigger than any other one game.
Yeah.
Because this technically was 6 weeks, but it's been largely 2-hour streams. We were doing 3 and 4 hours to do Chrono Trigger in 6 weeks. It's a long game.
Yeah, so I posted the piece of garbage article because it walks through all of the reasons that it's not great.
Yeah, it is not good. I love this clerk, and I like that his axe has a face.
Oh man! All right, F this game. You know how in the trial you bring witnesses
Yeah.
to like testify that Chrono's a good guy, and you like don't eat the guy's lunch, and like you lead the kitty cat back to the girl.
Yeah.
It says when you interact with the cat, it just jets off to the bottom of the screen. You can't lead it back to the girl, so the girl can't tell you that you brought back her kitty.
No.
Like, F this game. I draw the line at not being able to rescue the girl's cat. Okay.
Yeah. It'd be really funny if there was a glitch that said you can't get the clone. Like it just gives you a Marl clone instead.
Yeah, they also have a heading in this article. Why the Chrono Trigger PC port sucks, everything else.
Hey, actually, there's a link that everybody should look at on that port. Hold on. There's
also,
a really smart guy.
Poster link, but what are these things getting produced here? Are they like nails with glasses and like 80s running shoes?
I don't know. Anyway,
do you see like the Reeboks? Or is it just me?
What's with the green like ankle handcuffs too?
I'm thinking leg warmers.
Awkward. The Gama Sutra link that I just posted is by a really smart guy who's been describing what went wrong with Square's HD remakes for some time now, in very, very technical detail, and it's a very, very good read.
Cool. Oh, that picture. It's painful. Don't try to like make it smooth, you know?
Right.
There is an art to upscaling pixels, and this ain't it. Okay, can we read that? That was good.
Oh yeah, you get one last chance to shop. Alright, we're good.
Hi, Toe.
Oh, Sigma is correct. They are the arrows that bow your fires.
Oh, they're his arrows! But they have little, like, 80s, like, warmers and Reeboks.
Yes, they do.
Oh, in this room they don't have color yet.
That's right, yeah, they get painted in a machine in this room.
Yeah, ha ha. Gwahaha! Such good laughs.
See, there's the painting machine. Check it out.
Yeah, neat. Yeah, it's like this game was so healing, you know, and that Bowser got to be a part of the team. And so we went back his castle for him so that we could just go back to the same old crap in every other game.
I know, right?
Like, did they learn nothing from being comrades?
There are a couple other games where Bowser's not necessarily the main enemy, like the other RPG games, right? I feel like Bowser just should be the villain in a normal Mario game. Just like having it be Zant as the main bad guy for almost all of Twilight Princess is dumb. Right, we want Ganon.
Yeah.
And the best Zelda games are where Ganon is the best developed.
Yeah. Like, even in, old school Mega Man, what they would do, like, the fake-outs. But then it was like, hey, it's really Dr. Wily.
Right.
Like, oh, who's this Dr. Cossack? Oh, he's being controlled by Dr. Wily. Like,
right.
He, like, made a threat against his daughter. Okay.
And if it wasn't Dr. Wily, like, you'd be disappointed.
Right, you would be, because especially in those games, there's not a lot of narrative to go on, so you kind of should stick to the classics.
Right.
And like, I think the fact that it's a very sparse and kind of compact narrative really makes the things they do stand out more. So I am a sucker for the ending of 3. Where you're like, you've been fighting Proto Man this whole time. Who's Proto Man? Oh my god, like that's so emotional to me.
I love Mega Man.
And then they take his little snippet of a theme, and they flesh it out into this really cool like acoustic texture, and he gets this really beautiful culmination at the end.
Yeah.
I love that.
I used to, like, that's what motivated me to learn how to whistle, is that piece of music.
Can't do it. That was me trying. I can kind of get a tone, but I can't control the tone.
I can't do it. Okay, I can't whistle a good pitch with, like, my headphones on, constantly blaring Mario RPG in my ear. That's not a thing.
Aaron, can you whistle?
I can make sound, though.
Enough.
Enough? I'm impressed. Never been able to do it.
A friend of mine is a 2-time world champion.
You sent a video the one week, right? Didn't you post a link?
Maybe? Oh. It's amazing. You somebody can whistle that good.
Yeah, for real. Factory cheese.
2 more battles.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Alright, I'm gonna jump at the gun yolk.
Enjoy.
Actually, I'm just gonna get the chief. I love that the lava has a face. It reminds me of that meme. Have you guys seen the Thomas the Tank Engine meme where, like, Thomas the Tank Engine's head becomes a slug and it slithers out of the train?
Oh, nice. I like how they're
Hello. That little, like, lava dude that comes out is so cute.
I know, right? Though I should mention the Thomas the Tank Engine thing I'm referencing is not cute, it's creepy.
Oh, I missed that, because I was up getting a drink.
Oh, I said it looks like there's a meme, it's a GIF, where Thomas the Tank Engine, his face slides out of his train like a slug.
Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna try and look this up. Seems like the kind of thing that they would put on Thomas the Tank Engine.
Wait, that's a thing?
Oh yeah, it's subreddit.
Wow.
There's a whole Thomas the Train creepy face swap. Oh. Why did I discover that this exists on the internet? This is bad. No, this isn't the one that you were talking about. I'm still trying to locate that one. Oh, I found it. It looks like he's being, like, extruded, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like a snake.
Right, where he like lives inside of the train, but he's actually only the face.
Okay, for everyone's benefit, there it is in the chat. Things that no one needs to see.
I'm not opening that. That's not a link I'll be clicking.
And if that isn't creepy enough for you, here's something worse.
Is that safe for work, Dana?
It's safe for work. It's just like really creepy.
Alright, I'll open the Creepster one.
It's a face swap. You know, the face swap apps.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's not so much the train that gets creepy in the face swap, it's the little kid.
I agree.
Man.
Hey, it's Smithy.
Yeah! He looks like the gnome guys in Link to the Past that temper your sword. Or the little dwarf guys.
Yeah, he totally does. Except, like, with an evil spiky crown.
That's true. Also, his eyebrows are amazing. I can't move mine like that.
Yeah, I can't do that. No. It's a pretty amazing beard.
I'm gonna go ahead and immortalize these Thomas the Dank Engine moments in our Ludomusicology room. Because, you know, that's the thing. That's the type of thing we need to preserve for all posterity here. Not the useful links to, like...
Oh, hey, we have a new, unique piece of music. And I actually like this piece of music a lot.
Okay. Be able to pause and listen to it for a moment?
Yeah, we'll just sit here for a minute, let it loop once. I like that it opens with the normal battle theme an octave lower on the organ, and then we just start to go.
Yes.
If the game would have given us, like, cool battle variations, it'd be a way better game than the same combat track the entire time. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yes, so we get this inversion of the ba da da ba ba da da ba da ba ba. We get this like inversion of that melody.
All the sound effects reverberate more in this room too.
That's so cool. And I love this moment that's coming up here with the kind of like organ style treble line. And then we harmonize it.
Yeah.
Such a good end of
That
so
is
it's
a
like,
very cool end of the loop.
if we're gonna do an RPG boss theme trope, you know, one of the elements is gonna be that kind of keyboard idiomatic, quasi-barriolage, alternating organ line. That's everywhere. So I love they do it really beautifully. The harmonization is really cool against the inversion of this theme that's been associated with Smithy all along.
Yeah.
It's a very clever take on a boss theme.
I agree. I whirl the little guy? No. That's too bad.
The only thing that I can really say about this that, like, I don't love, but it kind of fits that, like, very 90s kind of stadium effect on the bum, 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 bum. Those
orchestral hits.
The orchestral hits, thank you. I was like, what are those called? They're used everywhere.
Yeah.
I've never liked those, though, in any context, so it's not a matter of saying that, like, I don't like the sample, you know, or there's any issue there.
I normally don't care for them. Here, for some reason, I feel like it's not as bad as it could be.
They're very sparse, rhythmically, so they're not dominating the texture.
Yeah.
That's also, what is it, in Mario Paint? Is it the goose that makes the orchestral hit?
The goose
is
the, yeah, it is.
The orchestral hit, yeah. It's so 90s. It makes you feel like you're about to watch Michael Jordan play a game. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. And yet we still have the little marimba roll moment. Love that. The hallmark of the game.
Yep.
Now we're moving on to second form, right?
I think so.
Because there's a new track for this too. In the night. Oh, I love that. Just a smidge of Thriller. That with the little chromatic fade. The yeah. I have a really good Thriller arrangement for string quartet that I never get to use, but I love it. Here's part 2.
So I feel like if the first theme is a very Mario RPG / Nintendo battle theme, this is a very Square Enix Final Fight boss theme.
Mm-hmm.
Compare this to Zero Miss or X Deaths from Final Fantasy V's boss music.
But it's just so... I don't want it to atonal, but... You know, we're using some tritone moments in here, so maximum harmonic tension. Very static, but very active bass line.
Yeah, and tons of percussion.
Tons of percussion. But it has... Yeah, I think where I'm hearing the Final Fantasy influence is that it has a little bit of kind of prog rockiness.
Yeah.
It doesn't change meters, though, surprisingly. But it is very, the melodic contour gets into some pretty weird chromaticism here.
The weird chromaticism, that note, ba, wah, is very Final Fantasy last boss.
And even in this is 4/4, but the chords are on the end of... They're on 2. Oh wait, they're on 2 and the end of 3. Bum, 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 bum. So we get the group 3/3/2 in here. So it makes it seem like we have an uneven meter happening, but we don't.
Yeah. Oh, I perfect blocked that. I've never done that before. That's awesome.
The oh, that actually very much reminds me of Link to the Past.
Huh.
Kind of, we had all those like chittering, like chattering effects in that game. I think that's where I'm getting that.
Oh, what is up with the shifting head? Look at that.
Ooh, creepy!
Agreed.
Love this melody. It's such an awkward, not very singable, but
No, it's not.
it lays beautifully instrumentally, I will say. This is the type of thing that I end up doing arrangements of, and then I never get to use them because my quartet mostly does weddings. So, brides don't want this. Huh?
It's a shame. No wedding once boss battles.
No, not so much. We do have a couple coming up that want like stuff from Ocarina of Time. I think I mentioned that a few weeks ago. And then there was a wedding that wanted some Final Fantasy VII stuff that I saw. So I'm pretty excited about that.
The closest thing I've ever done to that is for my own wedding. Tom drove me to the church, and he played he played a series of tracks that was arrangements from Castlevania where you're walking up the steps to the chapel at the end.
That's awesome.
Super cool.
All right, hold on. I have to see what's going on over here. What happened in?
I can't even explain what to do. You need to watch this episode.
Okay. Wow. In a good way or in a bad way?
I just not bad way.
Oh.
I'm okay. But
Oh. This is why BoJack Horseman is a dangerous show, y'all.
I've never seen BoJack Horseman.
It's dark.
oh yes.
Every time that you think, like, oh, something's gonna go okay for this character, like, it goes so much worse. It's so dark.
Gino is just getting everything bad happening to him.
So yeah, so Castlevania at the wedding is awesome. I think that's a wonderful choice.
Yeah, sadly,
Like, there are a lot of
nobody else got to
Castlevania
do
tracks
it.
that wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, and we didn't get to do it for the actual wedding. Just Tom in the car as he was driving me there. Good choices.
Yeah. For my, I'm gonna call it my erstwhile wedding. That seems like the best way to describe it. I walked down the aisle to Bjork, so I arranged it myself.
Nice. I don't remember, like, these giant epilepsy-inducing moments in this fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the only thing I remember.
David Bowie's an excellent wedding request, by the way.
Oh, I haven't had anybody request it. Hello. What did I do?
Alright, here we go.
Which David Bowie, though? I'm curious. I mean, they're all good, but that really makes me wonder what it was. And what was the instrumentation, too? Yay, star!
Writing your own stuff is very legit, by the way.
Yes. If I had the skill to do that, that'd be amazing. piano, outdoor wedding, that works. I did this one for my own, and because it had such good string parts, and you know, she has the line, all these accidents that happen, like, coincidence only makes sense with you. I liked that it was kind of a love song, but it was a little bit twisted.
You know, I wish that there would have been music at that moment. Did you guys see, like, all the stars turn to rainbows and jump down? But it was silent.
Yeah.
We deserve, like, a Ballad of the Windfish or something, right? Like,
yeah.
a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I suppose here we get it, but I wanted it a minute earlier.
And this is isn't this just the Nimbus thing again? It's not really that.
It's a new orchestration of the You Got a Star music.
Yeah.
Like
trying to listen for
what string arpeggios. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, there it is. I'm just picturing the king from Katamari showing up and putting the stars back in the sky.
And the organ is thicker as well. Na, 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 na. I love Katamari Damacy.
Why don't we ever play that on the stream?
I can emulate a PS2 on this rig. So
you can?
I could, yeah.
Oh damn.
I don't know if I can stream
game
a
has
PS2
great
game.
Music. That's a question. That game has great music. And then we could get Steve Reilly on the stream with us.
Because as we do Metroid for the next month, one of the games we're not doing is, even though I have them backed up, I don't think I have the horsepower or the time, honestly, to stream the Metroid Prime games on stream. Mm-hmm. We're only doing the 2D games, as far as I understand it.
It's fine.
I really like it when older pieces get new melodies. That's like one of my favorite things in video games.
Yeah. That's such a Final Fantasy, like, dusted the villain moment. Or like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, actually.
It reminds me of Ninja Gaiden for NES, where the tower crumbles at the end.
Yeah, I haven't played that in way too long.
And this is like a super Kirby moment here for me.
So much so, yeah. The stars all along have had that tinge.
This piece of music, though, especially, is like way Kirby for me.
Joe, have you seen this Thomas before?
Oh. All right. I've learned.
Oh, this piece of music sounds a lot like the Chrono Trigger song. At
the sad one, yeah.
Yeah. Da 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 da.
Here, I'll pull it up real quick.
Oh no, it's not Chrono Trigger. It's Final Fantasy V Music Box. All right, before we start the last verse, I'm gonna pause and do mine. Dana, you pause and do yours.
Oh well, yeah. I was gonna say there's the music box, and then. No, I want the real one. The timbre is important here. And then there's the Chrono Trigger.
Hold on, I'll find it on my phone. My computer doesn't want to, I think it's this. No, it's not that one. Yeah, that's the FF5 music box. It's not that track, though.
It's not that one?
No, it's the one that goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh,
yeah, you're singing Dear Friends.
Is it Dear Friends?
Hmm.
That's not...
Isn't it?
It might be. Yes, I think. Yes, this one.
Hmm.
You're right. It is Dear Friends. Oh, I've got the arranged version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to listen to the vocal arranged version.
Yeah.
Here it is. We'll copy this and put it up there. Sorry about this delay while me and Dana scramble for music.
Okay, Google.
I've got mine. I just don't have a good way to play it. I just don't have a good way to play it. You're in control of that.
Yeah, give it to me in a minute after I do this one.
Mm-hmm.
My web browser is really slow while I'm running all this stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I've already posted it in chat, so...
Okay. Yeah, I want the Redux version of this piece. Oh well. Because this is going to repeat after 6 seconds or so, I think. Yeah, it's not that one. I'll figure it out in a minute. Let me get your link.
It's so good, though. It's so good. Yeah, the second one is the Chrono Trigger.
Okay. Remove that one. Go to this one.
I've already forgotten what the Mario piece sounded like. I just know that there's something that reminded me.
Combine this with Final Fantasy V's Dear Friends, and you get the Mario piece. Ready? Here it is. I finally pulled it up. Well, here we go. It should be playing. There it goes.
Snap your W-2 and file Fed and State for free, guaranteed.
I hear it. Stuff set it in my microphone here.
Alright. Back to Mario.
Weird. So that, as we're playing, like, this reminds me of Bengo, that kind of gives me, like, a Rainbow Connection vibe. I think because it's, like, almost a banjo-y kind of guitar sound.
Yeah.
And it's got that simplicity to it. Okay, now we get to see the classic
We talked about
Here's what
sample
everybody's
quality,
up to.
by the way, and this sound sample set right now is aces. Like, absolutely fantastic.
Oh, he's got a little flare. I like how all the stars are just like taking you around so you can see all the wishes granted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Hello! Whose wish is getting fulfilled there?
I love that the piece manages to work in the star theme at the very end, just for a moment.
And then everybody suddenly is so creepy looking. What is this?
There was a year, whatever year this came out, Donkey Kong Country did it as well, where you would get like high quality, in scare quotes, CGI renderings of the characters in full 3D at the end.
Weird. I prefer this.
Me too. I love that Luigi is leading the parade, by the way.
Oh my god, I have a video that this reminds me of. Hold on.
Also, in a weirdly, like, video gamey off-timbre moment, there's no brass in this parade, even though they're all carrying brass instruments, and I kind of love it. Like, it's a moving harpsichord on parade.
Yeah. Oh, and this is the Mushroom King. Wait, Mushroom Kingdom, right?
That's right.
So cute.
Why are the people from Moleville carrying a giant bomb? Like, great idea. Yeah, I do like that we get a giant medley of the themes.
Mm-hmm. This is, you know, the other good JRPG moment.
Yeah. You don't always
Like-
get this, though. Like, the musical reprise.
Yeah, I love it.
Pretty awesome.
I need to, like, take a video of this parade.
I feel like the other game that manages to reprise all the themes in a new arrangement is Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah. Well, is that what this is a nod to? Because this came out after that.
Right. Soon after that, I imagine, right?
A couple years.
Yeah.
Is this 94?
And FF6 would have been 93, I think.
Oh, this is 96!
Yeah,
So,
this
yeah,
is one of the later
FF
Super Nintendo games.
FF6 was 91, I think. Oh, never mind, 94.
No, FF6
94
is
to
91.
96.
Yeah.
94 to 96, yeah, I
Okay.
misspoke. So a couple years.
Yeah. This doesn't have, like, the thematic plot relevance to each theme that, like, Final Fantasy VI does, where, like, you're concluding an opera there.
Mm-hmm.
This is, like, clearly just for fun. But I'm down with fun.
You can get Smithy here at the end, his big float.
Oh, nice.
That feels like a Chrono Trigger nod to me. in some
Yeah.
ways.
The Star Festival, whatever it is.
Right.
Also, why are their hats glowing? Or their heads?
It's canon now. It's the heads. That got resolved. That episode of the cartoon where Toad takes off his head then is not canon.
Unlike the Kirby with the realistic feet, does everybody know this one?
God, no.
The worst image ever. Here we go. As we're just doing like creepy things relating to video gaming.
Yeah. Sheila makes a good point though that like, why does Smithy have a float? It's not like Kefka gets a moment, right?
Right. That's the Mario gaminess of it. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all good.
Though the Mario franchise is not new to having the whole, this is all just a stage play act set up for it, right?
Yeah, certainly. Mario 3 has the curtains.
And not just the curtains, but like all of the blocks are bolted physically to the backdrop.
Right, right. Like it looks like it's
Yeah.
a stage.
Yeah.
So Kirby has real feet, at least non-canonically, but Toad's, those are the real heads.
That's right.
Here.
That's where
The
we land on
Kirby
the
foot thing is not acceptable. I'm sorry.
It's really creepy. It's one of the creepier. I think it's creepier than the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff we found. And the best thing about the article I posted is there's a whole bunch of different ones that people have done.
Now, does the idea of Sonic having feet creep you out? Because I feel like he's wearing shoes. Clearly, there's some feet going on.
Yeah, but they don't look like human feet. It's, you know, like...
Right.
I don't picture Sonic having, like... If you drew Sonic with humanoid feet, it would be just as creepy. If you drew him with, like a hedgehog paw, then, yeah, whatever. Let us never speak of the Kirby thing again.
I successfully forgot.
Sorry. It's the internet. It's gonna come back.
Sure.
Well, here, since we saw that parade, we could watch this one.
Which one is that?
The cat parade.
The cat parade. So, I love that if you leave the game on, you get this arrangement.
Mm-hmm. It's the most twinkly. I love it. It brings in the star, the original theme.
Music box arrangements. I don't know. I love them. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, me too. I'm a sucker for them. So good.
Yeah. Anyway, it is too late to do any Star Tropics tonight. We'll have to do that some other night.
That's okay. You should play the cat parade, though. Compare it against the parade we just witnessed.
I will put the I'll put the cat parade on the stream. Then we're all gonna go to bed.
Yeah, please.
This is a good ender, I promise.
I have my doubts. After the Mario theme cycles around, I put the cat parade in.
You shouldn't have your doubts because it's one of the most kawaii things that's ever happened. Kawaii, not kawaii, for those, you know. I'm enunciating.
Okay. As soon as the Mario thing finishes, we'll do cat parade. That cycles around. Here's cat parade. And then we're gonna have to be done for the night.
So exciting. No, so you have to watch when they start going in lines. There's going to be ones that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I love that they're all carrying the appropriate instruments right now. This is kind of the best thing.
As soon as it appears in the track, somebody's playing it on the screen. Now the fun starts.
It's only half over, Dana.
It's so good. I'm being good. Usually I'm like, look at the one with the chicken on his head.
I like the one playing the broom and the one holding the guitar upside down.
Yeah, exactly. Great harp. There it is. So that's what that Mario ending reminds me of.
This is absurd in absolutely the best ways. I don't know if we're ever going to have a better stream closer than that, honestly. That's pretty much
I don't know. That sounds like a challenge.
We'll have to work really hard for our Metroid weeks here coming up to end on something comical at the end. All right. Good night for now, everybody. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.